Welcome back to the channel. And as you saw, the 800 is running like a top. Let's start her up again. Smooth as glass. Idle smooth, rev smooth, fairly clean, but she does have another problem. The back cylinder head here, as you can see, the oil is pooling up, coming out all the orifices like it should, filling up the head. The front one is not. The only lubrication that this has is oil that I put in the cups on top of the valves and ran down the center. So okay for running up an island here, but that will not do. So I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know if it's a plugged orifice or what, but it's one oil pump pushing oil to the back cylinder, not the front. Now I don't have a gauge, and I don't even know where to put a gauge in this thing. So it might be that there's actually insufficient oil pressure. There's a little port here, but I don't think that's it. But that's my next thing here, is try to figure out why I'm not getting oil to the front head. The second thing is I don't have any coolant in it, so I can't run it very long here, just short intervals, because I'm still not convinced that those head gaskets are good. I think they're gone. Actually, I think it's the rear head gasket that's gone. Either I damaged it putting in, or if you watched back to all the videos, you remember that it didn't quite fit correctly and I had to recut some of the holes. So I'm going to do a little more investigation on this front cylinder here and try to figure out why I'm not getting any oil pressure. Check the orifice. This is the little tube here that feeds from the pump. Check this to see if maybe it's plugged, and we'll go from there. So the final conclusion is in. So what we have is a perfectly running engine. Starts up just like that, clean, very little smoke, idle's great, rev's great, everything's perfect. I decided to put water in the radiator because I wanted to run this longer, so I did, and I have oil starting to come to the front head, which is great. Two good things. Now for the bad things. One, all three of these seals here are leaking on the front of the pump. Not a big deal, easy to fix. The bad news is, once this thing come up to temperature and I ran it for a while, I have oil getting into my coolant. So this head gasket, which I thought was gone before, I'm almost 100% positive it is gone. Runs good, runs great, but there is oil coming to the top of the rad when I take the cap off. Nothing is getting into the oil itself. The oil itself is like perfectly clean and clear. Nothing making it into the crankcase. Now, saying that, if I let it sit, it will work its way down in there, just because the heads are full, right? The water is all the way up to the top of the jacket here. So by tomorrow morning, I'm willing to bet the pan will be filled with water. But with them leaking, the compression is pushing the oil out from the crankcase pressure and putting it into the radiator. So unfortunately, head's got to come off again. But the very bad news is, where am I going to find some head gaskets? These ones here, if you remember, like I mentioned just a little while ago there, they weren't perfectly cut. I had to kind of cut them out myself to make them fit properly, which may be the reason. If I pull it out, maybe I'll find, one's damaged or something, or I can see the leak. But I got to find a different source. Those ones came from A&I Products. They were the original cross from the original case part number, and it was the only thing available that I could find. So I'm gonna have to find a different supplier and hope that I can find something better. Anyway, definitely a short video. The biggest thing was that everybody wanted to hear it run with the new timing setup, and it ran perfect. No issues at all. So that's going to be it for the case for a little while until I get some head gaskets. So by default, I guess I'm moving on to the Chrysler. Have yourselves a good day.